action.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Triple Thrift Podcast. We are your three reselling and YouTube content creator hosts, Drew Profit Monsters, Joey Bada 22, and the almighty Harry Tornado. We are here and we get together every week. Now, we've been trying to get together every week, and we talk about all things reselling, life, YouTube, eBay, Mercari, sponsors, things we like, things we don't like, 90 seconds of negativity. You get it all. And so just want to thank you guys for always tuning in, or if it's your first time, welcome to the podcast. And we just all enjoy getting together and talking about what's going on in our lives, catching up with each other, talking about hot reseller related topics. And yeah, so let me check in with the boys real quick, and then we'll get going on this podcast. Joey, how are you doing, my man?
What is up, man? Dude, it's been a pretty good week. Pretty good, pretty bad. Like, what's that saying? Like, I don't know, but I'm just excited I'm listing all day. I listed today. I listed like 45 items, so crushing it there, and cross listed to Mercari and Poshmark. Just really stepping up the listening game because I want to go sourcing tomorrow, and then hopefully me and Drew we might thrift together. This Thursday maybe we might go thrifting. So I'm excited for that. Just been grinding. I had 18 sales going out this weekend. Pretty good sales. We're talking with a jersey that I sold for $225. It was a 1999 Marlins jersey. Turn ahead the clock. It's not like a full like short sleeve. It's like cut off, kind of like not a tank top, but like something like that. It's a really cool piece. I sold that for $225. I bought it for $15 at Goodwill. So nice. that was an awesome sale for me. And then decent sales like video games, like $30-$40. I sold a Wii Resort with the Wii like motion piece with the rubber, like no remote, but just like the rubber part with just like the Wii motion on the bottom. I sold that for like $40 plus shipping. Just some decent bread and butter sales, like some clothes, and yeah, man, just grinding. That's what I'm doing out here. So what's up, Josh? What's up, buddy?
Living the dream, man. I that's very cliche, but I can't think of a better way to describe it. We have just been just rolling.
Well, people usually say living the dream when they're being sarcastic, but the fact that you're actually saying it is
really
refreshing.
I mean it. If anybody in the world means
how you doing? They're like,
it's me.
Living the dream, but they're not really living the dream. And you're out here doing it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We life is good. We've this past weekend of eBay sales was kind of slow. Didn't we have like, I don't know.
We only sold 52 slob posters, but it was pretty slow.
Posters were good. But in terms of actual eBay orders, I think we only had like 13 or 14 things go out this weekend, which is slow for us, especially for Q4. But we didn't list a lot like last week. Was last week Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. I don't know why we didn't. We didn't list a lot last week, but we're back on this week's sales rolling in. YouTube's been really good. Every time we have a good month on YouTube, I'm like, okay, let's just not get excited. Let's expect it to go down next month, and it just keeps getting like better and better. Even in November, we had like 1 million views less than we did in October, but we still made almost exactly the same amount of money, which is crazy because like the one video we had to take off in October. I've learned that when a video like goes viral on YouTube, the RPM drops. Like that video before it went off was like a $12 or $13 RPM, which is how much money we get paid per 1,000 views. And then as it got more viral and got more views, it dropped to like 5 or 6, which I thought was pretty interesting.
Wow.
But it's still good, obviously. So
we were talking about this the other day too. The podcast is getting like a $23 RPM or something.
Yeah. We finally we've been eligible for monetization on the podcast for a while, but I never did it. But I've done the last 2 episodes, and we get our CPM is like $24. So our RPM would be, no, I should probably check. I think it was even higher. I think it was like 30 or something. So that means we get paid about like $15 for like $14 to $16 or so for every 1,000 views, which our episodes get about 1,000 views on a good day. So reckon it's a pretty serious money on the podcast.
You get $5. You get $5.
And you get $4. So every week, whoever performs the worst on the podcast is the guy that gets $4.
You guys
get the other 2 of us get 5.
That's funny. So yeah, I've been going crazy, man. Vlogmas is in full effect.
Yeah.
For those of you guys who aren't subscribers or viewers of my channel, I have been doing a video a day every day for the month of December all the way up until Christmas. Today is technically day 7. I have put 7 videos out in 7 days. And it's been exciting, but it's been a lot of work for me because I'm used to putting out like 1 video every 2 weeks. So it's a big change for me, but Josh and Joey have both been pushing me to make content. And so I finally took their advice, and I've been doing it. I've been enjoying it. I've been working on my editing skills with the little bit that I have. I've been trying to make them short and sweet, to the point, take out all the fluff, and stay listing, stay shipping, stay working. I'm trying to keep the content different every day so that it's not just like, hey, here's a daily vlog of me pulling sales and shipping, and then I'm listing. Like, I'm trying to add different stuff in each day of
Yeah.
different stuff that I'm doing. And so the people that are watching are leaving a lot of great feedback for me, saying they're loving the series and that kind of stuff. It's interesting to see like which videos are performing better than others. Like, some videos have been out less than others and they're performing better. So it's interesting to see like which titles, which thumbnails I'm making, which, ones are getting the longest views. So that's all interesting.
So how do you feel, Drew, like now that you're making videos for 1 week, how are you juggling like the like listing and the shipping and all that? How has that changed like this whole week? Like how is it different? Do you feel like it's the same? Do you feel like you're more productive? Like how is it?
I'm definitely on social media a lot less. Like, my Instagram content has basically completely tanked to a zero almost. I barely put anything on Instagram for the last week other than a few things here and there. I'm trying to stay consistent with it because I get really good engagement on my Instagram, and I actually like make sales when I share stuff that I find and things like that. But I'm definitely on social media a lot less, like scrolling into other people's Instagram stories or even watching YouTube videos. Like, I haven't watched anybody else's YouTube videos really in all week. And so I watched one of Josh's videos, and then I watched Dalton's video about his Closet to Profit series. But mostly I play them like when I'm driving or something now, like, and I'm just listening to them because every extra minute that I get, I'm putting into the videos. Like, right as we were starting the podcast, like, I got my GoPro here, I'm switching out my battery, I'm transferring the footage from my GoPro to my phone, and then saving the footage so I can edit today's video, because I haven't even done that yet today. I'm a little bit behind, but that's because today was a really long day. You guys probably won't hear this until after my video comes out. So I basically redid the whole front side of my shed today and took everything out in the front and reorganized it, built another shelving unit, organized all my shipping supplies, and all my clothing and shoes that were unorganized in my bins. Took care of all that. And so, but yeah, nice. I'm enjoying making the content, but it's definitely a lot for one person. I have a lot of respect for, one person. I have a lot of respect for anybody who does both content and reselling, but anybody who does everything on their own is like, it's crazy.
So Caleb texted me today at Phoenix Resale, and he was saying that he was listening to one of our episodes, like maybe 2 or 3 episodes ago, about you struggling with wanting to be, a YouTuber, wanting to get back into YouTube, but not like enjoying the process or like feeling like you're spinning your wheels. And he was like, do you think that resellers should even try to do YouTube? He's like, if somebody asked me if they should try to do YouTube, he's like, I would usually tell them no, because most people that are doing reselling are doing it for the money. Honestly, it's like, single parents or people that need a side job, they're not doing reselling for fun. Like, it's fun, but it's not fun enough to do it without money, And he was like, that, with the success rate on YouTube is so low, like, how do you know when somebody needs an extra push or when somebody should just, see the writing on the wall and not waste their time anymore? And I told him that I think it's pretty evident. Like I can watch pretty much one video from a YouTuber and I can tell if they have like raw like talent and a good personality that just needs polishing or needs a little bit of work, or if they just don't have what it takes. Like usually you can tell that from one video. And I
Like
told Caleb, like,
the YouTube it factor, basically.
yeah, like it's pretty obvious. Like when you watch a video, like, you know, when I used to do channel reviews, I would get people that send me videos and like, dude, this is just bad. I don't know why it's bad. It's just bad. Like it's just some people, it's YouTube isn't for everybody. You know, you've got to be a watchable person. And I think Drew is like the perfect example of somebody who has a good personality and a good like underlying skill set of YouTube. It just needs a little bit of like polishing, and like you doing this Vlogmas thing and getting more experience under your belt. I mean, you've had more experience making YouTube videos in the last week than you have in the last 4 months, you know?
Yeah.
Like you've probably learned more in the last week doing this than you have in the last year of doing YouTube.
Yeah.
And it's difficult and it's hard, but like I said 2 episodes ago, I think it'll be good for you. And I think Joey should probably do it too. If you got time to list 45 things a day, you can make one video, make like a 5-minute video.
You're right. Yeah.
So you got time to do a 2-hour live stream on Monday nights, make it a 1-hour live stream, and then just spend the other hour making an actual video.
You're right. I just
not on Mondays. I need that to keep me listing.
it's been hectic for me. I'm sure everyone kind of, not a lot of people know what I've been going through, but it's been a crazy ride. So hopefully I close on my house by the end of this month. So then I'll probably feel sane to make a video. So I know I probably could do a 5-minute video, but it's just like, it's so hard for me right now. I'm not normal. Like I get it. I need to just get back.
It's very hard to like be like happy and like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like on YouTube, like if you're not that way naturally, it's really hard to fake because people are going to be able to see right through it.
Exactly. And that's why I don't want to fake it, because I want to make the YouTube content. I'm watching both of you guys. Josh, I've watched you forever, but you know, finally seeing Drew like every day post a video, and I'm like, dude, this is great. Like this gives me the motivation like to do it, you know? But like, I just don't want to be fake. I don't want to put out a video that I'm not happy with, you know? I can just see that that's not me, you know? So I want to be real and authentic. So that's why I'm just trying to slow my roll. I don't want to get ahead of myself. I just want to do it right, you know? So
do what you got to do, man.
Yes,
but don't quit. Just
never.
True. I think you have like a really raw, like passion for YouTube and like an underlying skill set and an ability that a lot of people don't have. I mean, your personality is great. I think if you just do it more, like make more videos and learn and get better at editing and better at like, it's better at everything. I mean, I've made over 400 videos and I still, hopefully, I hope I get better. You know, maybe not every video. Some videos are kind of iffy, but I'm constantly striving to improve. So how many videos have you guys made? Do you know? Like in total?
I don't know.
I looked the other day. I think I've, with all my lives, I have to split those apart, but videos I've probably made about 50, maybe. That's probably at the high end, maybe 40 to 50.
Yeah.
Videos. I don't know how to see how many videos I've made. Like I don't ever really look at my analytics, like, because I'm not chasing like analytics on YouTube personally. I'm just making content, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And it's kind of like what you were saying about with Caleb, is like the way that I'm personally taking this Vlogmas challenge is, it's first of all, it's a challenge, and I want to prove that I can do it, to prove to myself that I can do it. But I'm kind of using it as, for me, a little bit of like the writing on the walls. Like, are people actually consuming my content, or am I just another person who gained followers from shout outs and none of my subscribers are actually watching my content? You know, like I don't want to make videos for, you know, 50 or 100 people or something like that. That just, you know, like I want to help people. I want to encourage people. I want to motivate people. And, you know, I know that a lot of the people that watch our live, when we go live on Mondays, listen to this podcast and watch my channel, are all probably in the same people, you know, but I also am trying to figure out, like, am I attracting new viewers? Are other people coming to my channel? Am I actually people who stopped watching my channel coming back and saying like, oh, hey, he's gotten better? Or, you know, I'm excited to see what Drew's posting about now. You know, or is it just like, you know, I'm just going to stay at 700 views a video. I'm like, well, maybe then at that point, after 25 days of doing it, then maybe my time would be better spent just focusing on listing and building my business, training an employee, or you know what I mean? Like doing something else that might make me more money, which
I think
as
I
much
told
as
you
I
in the
love,
last episode, like once you get through this 25-day thing, you're going to have a much better idea on whether or not you want to keep going or whether or not you don't want to focus more on reselling. Like this is going to tell you.
Well, Josh, what do you think like about like, okay, let's say like your format, you do Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. And then let's say, you know, remember when you did that month of April, you were like of April 1st to April 31st or whatever.
Yes, I do remember that.
And you did that. Like how different is it for, let's say, I was talking to Drew about this, like you do every Tuesday, you wait a day, next post, and then you wait 2 days, you post another. How do you see like the view count of your videos rather than posting every day to now doing it every other day and seeing the views kind of come in? And remember when you said that you didn't post one day and the views went crazy when you didn't post that one day? How do you another thing, when Drew stops this 25 days or the whole month of December, should he go to like kind of like a same format as you, like 3 videos a week and spread it out and make content like that weekly every week? Or should he, I mean, I don't think he's going to continue. I mean, that's hard to do a video every day, but if you can do it, Drew, all power to you. But how do you feel about that, Josh? Like what do you think he should do after?
I think the only reason I'm able to do 3 videos a week in the quality that I'm uploading in with the consistency and not being stressed is only because I have Haley working with me. Like when I was doing the daily vlogs, like I was working by myself. I didn't have time to list because all my time was trying to think of new trick shots to put in the next video for tomorrow and try to make those trick shots and film it and try to like continually be happy and energetic after spending 2 hours missing trick shots. So I don't know. I just, you need to find a balance of like posting as often as possible while not feeling burnout. And for me, 3 days a week I could do 2 days a week without Haley, and then adding Haley into the mix, like having her list and help with things, really makes 3 days a week pretty doable. And in terms of like skipping the day, I skipped Thanksgiving, and I was like, maybe we'll skip Thanksgiving and like get another boost randomly, but it did not boost. I mean, it's pretty consistent. Like I posted Tuesday before Thanksgiving we posted, and then we didn't post again until Sunday. And like our income from YouTube was like really consistent, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Like it wasn't like a downtrend. It was because people are going back and watching the old videos. And people are like, oh, he's posting 3 videos a week, so he's getting, you know, this is how much money he's getting. I'm like, well, yeah, but you also have to think about the other 397 videos that people are going back to watch. I posted on Instagram maybe about a month ago that like on average, like in October, I think we had like 5.8 million views from like 2.4 million people or something. So I'm like, okay, that people are watching not just one video. People aren't coming to watch one video. They're watching multiple videos. So I think it's important to see, you know, if people find your channel and they watch 30 seconds or a minute of your video and then nothing else, your videos probably aren't very good. But if they're coming to watch 2 or 3 videos, that's a pretty good sign. And on YouTube, if you want to be on YouTube, you really need to learn about YouTube analytics. Like there's so much information there. Like you can see like how many new viewers are coming to your channel. YouTube knows that. YouTube keeps track of like people, like this is how many people watched your channel today for the first time. And for us, it's like it could be as high as like 500 to 1,000 people every day that are finding our channel for the first time. And I think we're gaining like 300 to 700 subscribers a day on average. Somewhere, I know that's a big range, but that tells me that most of the people that are finding our channel are subscribing.
That's cool.
It's really awesome.
Yeah, I think it's I think the whole YouTube thing is interesting. And I think especially the reselling space. I don't want to turn this whole podcast into YouTube, but obviously like I'm going pretty hard right now. And so I think the whole YouTube space is interesting. And then to have like the reselling niche within obviously a very small market of all of YouTube. Like, I think that there's only a couple of different types of content that haven't been done in the reselling space. Mm-hmm. And it takes a lot of effort to be one of those ideas. Like I've got like 5 or 6 ideas for content that I know would go crazy, but I would need a cameraman. I would need an editor. I would need multiple people to be in the videos. You know, it's not just like me going thrifting, like, hey, thrift with me. And then I show you my haul. Like I've got like 6 banger ideas, but I need to probably spend some money to pay people to do it with me, whether it was resellers or random people, and then someone to record it and film me while I'm doing it and all that kind of stuff. I have one idea that I shared with Zach, Utah Bought and Gone, and I'm hoping that he runs with it, because if he does, I think his channel will blow up. I think it's the next biggest idea in reselling, and I told him he needs to do it. And if he does it, I think he'll go viral and his channel will blow up. But it takes a lot of guts to do it, so we'll see if he does it.
It was such a long
so,
tease for something that you're not going
Right.
to tell us.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely
Guys, I can't
not
tell
gonna
you this, but I'm super excited. And if he does it, it's going to go viral. No, what
Yeah,
you've just
because-
described is the difference between an idea-based content creator and a relationship-based content creator. Like Haley and I are pretty much relationship-based. Like, people watch our channel not because we have fantastic viral ideas. They just like us. They like seeing us shop. I mean, like, people ask, do you ever run out of ideas for videos? I'm like, no, because all of our videos, it's basically the same thing, just a different version. It's like Phineas and Ferb. Like, it's pretty formulaic. Like, the same thing happens every time, just slightly different. We might go to a flea market, like we're buying and selling, and people watch us for that. So I think in the reselling niche, there's so few people watching videos. Like, the chances of a reselling based video going viral is pretty slim, I think. And I've had 400 videos and we've only had one that really went, quote, viral. So I think pursuing that relationship based content creator, where all these resellers that are just needing something to watch as they list or ship or whatever, they're turning on your video to watch in the background. Because I think that's where we get the bulk of our views, just from people seeing what we did that day. Like, they kind of know what's going to happen. Like, oh, Harry Tornado, he's going to buy shoes, he's going to buy golf clubs. It just happens. But we're selling them, and we sell like 5 to 10 golf clubs a week. We sell all these shoes. We're still making money and showing people. I'm trying to add value and like little tips and tricks here and there. But for the most part, our content isn't groundbreaking or earth shattering or anything like that. It's simple stuff that is just relatable, that people just get comfort in. And that's way easier to create than like some viral video that you need, Mr. Beast Squid Game, $3.5 million,
Yeah,
Dude, that was a crazy video.
I agree. I think that the idea that I have for Zach that I presented to him, I think that it can reach outside of the reselling space and bring a lot of people in to the reselling community and open some eyes. Like, it's a really cool idea. It's just, I wanted to.
Now I
again,
just want to know.
Tell you what it
I'll
is.
tell you guys off podcast, but
Ooh,
I just
excited.
I can't afford to have the idea stolen or someone else try it, because like, I might fly up to Utah to do the first episode with him. Like, that's how serious I am. So, even though it's not my channel, it's not something that I can really do in Florida. That's why.
Is it buying everything into Goodwill and then immediately redonating it?
No, but that would be cool.
Buying everything, taking it all out to the parking lot, and then taking it right back into the donation center.
Cut off all the tags and make
take all the price tags off.
Anyway, so as far as that's concerned, like, I have been enjoying making the content. I'm just at the point where, like, I'm always pushing myself to like be better in everything that I do. So when it comes to eBay, like, I don't want to just keep my numbers the same. I obviously want to see my numbers growing. I want my sourcing to get better so that I'm picking less items and making more money. I want to see my YouTube channel, get more views every video I put out, not get less views. And so I love the people that consistently watch my content. But that,
are
to
you
me,
seeing
that's
more
like,
views now? Like, with your 7 videos that you posted?
No, not yet. So the video that's doing the best is the one that I assumed would do the best based on my title and thumbnail. But I've been playing around with different titles and thumbnails because I have 25 days to see what works best for me. But it was like I titled it "A Reseller's Nightmare" and how I dealt with it. And then the thumbnail said, "I'm so mad," or something like that. And that one has the most views, which is at like 1.5K. But the views, I think that I agree with what Joey was saying, in the sense that I agree that one video a day, every day, unless I have like a bigger following like Josh, is just way too hard to try to get people to keep up with. Because there's so many resellers out there that are putting out content that even though I'm doing a video a day, I can still get drowned out because a lot of Josh put out a video today, then Suburban Beard put out a video tomorrow, then Josh put out a video today, then Tim put out a video today, then, you know, Primetime Treasure Hunter put out a video, then Mountain Man Treasure, and you get the point. There's just so many,
Yeah.
you know, and different
That's the
people.
key. You have to like stand out because there's so many resellers in that area of like audience. Like you've got what 10 just over 10,000 subscribers. Like you're almost you're in like the high mid area. Whereas like it sucks being a reseller with like 500 subs because you have literally thousands of other content creators to compete with. And it's really tough. Like for us, it's easy. Like because I think we got into reselling on YouTube at a very good time. Like it was still kind of crowded, but there just wasn't as much competition as there is now. So it's easier for us to grow. And now all that work we did in the past is paying off now, which is my favorite part about YouTube.
Well, and I think one of the things that is interesting to me to see is because of when I came into the reselling space, you know, I don't want to name names for, you know, any, you know, I'm not trying to put anybody down, but I think a lot of people when I came into the reselling space was like making content about how to show you how to thrift. You know, let me show you how to sell bicycles. Let me show you how to sell books. You know, come to Savers with me and do this. And I almost feel like that content has kind of expired, like in a sense where people really don't want to see you teach them how to buy and scan books anymore. They just want to see you find a rare book for $1,000. You know, so that's why you like certain how-to videos do really well. My best performing video on my channel is how to clean white Nike Huarache shoes. It's the most viewed video on my channel. It's got like 30K. And certain how-tos like that are very specific will do good. But then when it's like, you know, how to sell Hot Wheels cars or something like that, you know, it's just those videos don't do it anymore. And a lot of the newer content creators that are at least at the top, you know, 100K plus, you've got probably 9 or 10 of them. You know, I don't know exactly how many, but there's really like 3 or 4 that are excelling right now. You being one of them, obviously. And the content is very similar as far as like, you know, garage sales, flea markets, you know, seeing what people are picking up in interactions with other people, you know, like they don't want to just watch and follow you behind a thrift store, like looking through racks of clothing and finding a t-shirt. They just want to see you interact with other people and they want to see you buy something.
Yeah. Joey, what's your most popular video?
My own viral video is I made a video of going thrifting. It was just a thrift day. I got like 5,000 views. It went like viral by myself. Like I didn't have like you or Drew or anybody else to like be in the video. The other video was when you sent me the chair. The chair.
Oh yeah, your most popular video is you won't ever believe what Harry Tornado bought for my eBay business.
So if you don't know, Joey did a live stream with me. We're celebrating something. Oh, it was the end of last year. Like
I went live with you.
New Year's Eve. We were live for 6 hours.
Yeah.
And I just got my computer chair, which Haley just so happens to be sitting in right now. And I was like, Drew,
Hi,
Joey.
Haley.
Yeah, she's over to the side. I was like, Joey, I'm gonna buy you a chair as like your payment. 6 hours worth of work. It's like $140 chair. That's fun though. It's fun.
It was awesome. I went crazy.
Where is the chair? That is not the chair I bought you.
Well, I'm not currently where I'm supposed to be in life, but this is my brother's chair.
Okay. I'll forgive you this time. To be honest, it's not a very comfortable chair.
I love that chair. I don't
know if I put mine together wrong or what. It's like so squeaky and it's not very comfortable.
Dude,
so
my chair is beautiful.
List this year is a new chair.
No.
I sold mine.
You did? Dude, I bought you that chair.
I told you on a live listing that I sold it in front of everybody.
You didn't tell me you sold it.
I told you I sold it and I offered to give you the money back for it. And you're like, no, it's your chair. You do what you want with it. I offered to give you the money back. That thing made my scoliosis worse.
It's not very comfortable.
I still once I have my own room, like in my parents' house, I'll get it squared away. You'll see me in my chair, guys.
We're excited. So the video that I posted today. It was called like Goodwill is a money printing machine. And then whenever I post a video, like sometimes I try to have the title and thumbnail like in my mind before I even make the video, just because it's easier to do that. It's easier to have like a good title and thumbnail and then make a video around it versus just making a random video and then like, oh gosh, what am I going to do with thumbnail and title with now?
Right.
And I played around with it for a little bit. And one of our best videos was called like how we make Goodwill pay our bills every month. And I was like, okay, what's something I can do off of that, like piggyback on that success. And our thrift haul in that video is really good. I mean, we spent like less than $200, and I said it was going to be between $400 and $500 in profit, but it's actually probably more like $700 to $900 or so. Like I really underestimated it. So I was like, okay, this Goodwill is like a money printing machine, and this does well. I think it's like 3 of 10. And of course, I had people commenting, they're like, with a clickbait title like this, Goodwill's increasing their prices as they speak. And I know that like around the country, like Goodwills are really expensive. Like it's pretty common. But like us, since I started reselling 3 years ago, our Goodwill has not increased prices on anything. Like occasionally they'll put stuff in the glass case and like mark it up. Like last week, there was a pair of On Clouds in the glass case for like $19. I didn't buy them. They're a little beat. But they still miss stuff. Like no matter where you are, you could be I went thrifting in Los Angeles, and we still found a pair of like New Balance shoes at a Salvation Army for $9.99, and we sold those for $110. So like you can find stuff anywhere. Like there's no thrift store in the world that is looking up every single item they get donated. Like they're gonna put N64s and video game stuff on Shop Goodwill, but they're gonna miss some stuff that you might have to get into clothes. Like a lot of people like, oh, another video with clothes. I'm like, I'm showing you guys how to make money. Like you always claim that my Goodwill doesn't have anything. I'm like, well, look at the freaking clothes. Every Goodwill in the country has clothes. Yeah. Haley found a St. John like evening sweater that's probably going to sell for over $100, and we paid $5 for it.
Let's go, Haley.
Goodwill's, all thrift stores are going to look up electronics and video games and things like that, but like they're not going to look up a whole bag of clothes that come in. So like, I don't know. People just love excuses, man. Like when I did my starting from zero challenge, they're like, oh, well, gas isn't $1.75 anymore. I'm like, sorry, I didn't count for the future price of gas in my video. Like they see reselling on YouTube and they think this seems really easy. There must be something wrong with it. I'm like, no, it's a little bit more difficult than you think. Like just more work involved, like bookkeeping stuff. But like, if you're willing to do the work, like if you're already working like 40, 50 hours a week at some job, making like $10 to $12 an hour, freaking quit. And you can make more money than I reselling anywhere in the country. Guaranteed. I don't care how expensive my Goodwills are too expensive. My thrift stores put everything online. My garage sales suck. There's ways to make money everywhere. You just got to be creative. And I will admit, our Goodwills in our area are very good. I've said that multiple times on our video. I'm not ignorant to that fact, but people just complain too much.
Yeah, we've talked about that topic. We've talked about that topic a lot. I think we even had what you titled one of our podcast series, like "Stop Making Excuses, Just Do It," or I don't know, something like that. But when it comes to actually reselling, like I was talking to a friend of mine today, and we were just talking about, he was saying like he does reselling, and he was like, I might go just get a part-time job somewhere, just, hey, $300-$400 a week. Like, at least I know that that's coming in. And I said to him, I'm like, yeah, I thought about it too. And then I thought about Ubering, because at least I can make my own schedule with Uber. And I've made good money doing Uber, like at certain times where they have like the surcharges and stuff. Yeah. And then I said to him, I said, I sold a Panasonic home theater system today for $149 plus shipping. And I would have to work a 15-hour shift at $12 an hour to make that same amount of money after taxes that I made on eBay. And I just can't bring myself to the fact that that is what it takes to make the same amount of money as one sale I made on eBay, and no, not every sale is going to be a $150 sale. You're going to have your $10 sales, your $40 sales, and so on. But like the way that my brain works is I don't even really have a problem as a reseller working for myself, like working for someone else. If the money is there, like if someone approached me and was like, hey, I need a truck driver to drive mulch from one store to another for $28 an hour, 3 days a week. Like I'd do it for $28 an hour. Yeah. Because I know I'm making, $400 every 8 hours. Like that's pretty good, you know. But if he was like, it pays $8.50 an hour, I'm like, no, I'll just go to Goodwill instead and make $8.50 an hour. You know what I mean? And so, like, I can see the thought process behind that. I guess it also depends on your bills, your lifestyle, you know, all that kind of stuff. You know, you have to live a little bit more of a frugal lifestyle when you start full-time reselling and you don't have any other income, you know, so you have to be disciplined in that. But at the same time, it's just so hard to imagine, like, the laser disc set that I got. I'm tapping it right now. That's what I was doing because it's on my desk. But I bought that at a garage sale for $400 with the laser disc and 95 lasers. And I titled that video, "I will easily make $1,000 on this one garage sale find." And
No, you won't.
I got a couple comments like that. I got one comment going, you know, the clickbait on this video is unreal. You won't make anywhere near that. And like literally in 24 hours, Gary V style, literally, I sold the laser disc player with 13 lasers that are like the low end of the discs for $225 plus shipping. So all I have to do is sell each laser disc for $2 each net profit, and I will make my money back. $4 each, I'll double my money. $10 each, I'll 5x my money. Like, it's crazy. And this guy was like, "Oh, you're not thinking about how far you had to drive." Okay, it was in my neighborhood. If you watch the video, it was
I love that argument. Like, what about the gas? What about going to the post office? Like, I promise you, no reseller is worried about the gas to go to the post office to drop off their sales.
If anything, you're going to Goodwill to get some more inventory.
Someone said something about like the time it's going to take for me to list all the laser discs. Last night during the live with Joey, we were only live for an hour and a half, and then we stayed live for a little bit after that and we're chatting. And I listed like 35 laser discs in a period of less than 3 hours total.
You know, the thing is, people are just lazy, man. You just gotta work. Like, I listed 45 items today, and I woke up at 10. I didn't start till 12, and I ended at like 5. Like, I listed 45 items and cross-listed them with my hands.
I'm laughing because they're like, people are lazy, man. I woke up at 10, started working at 12.
I did.
Lazy people start working way before noon, buddy.
Josh and Haley woke up at 5 a.m. this morning, worked out for an hour. He went golfing with his pastor.
I did go to the gym today. I did go to the gym. We didn't wake up at 4. We woke up at like 8, 7:30, 8, something like that. And but yeah, I went to the gym, went to Hobby Lobby to get some string for my embroidery. I've been playing with this little embroidery thing.
How is that, bro? How is
I freaking love it, man. Love it. I was worried at first because like if you guys don't know, I bought an embroidery machine to like embroider blank shirts that we thrift to turn those into like unique handmade merch. And when you have a design that you want embroidered, you can't just like put it into the machine because it has to be like digitized. Like the needle has to know like what pattern to go in. Like if it's just like a line, then should the needle go like long ways or like back and forth? Usually embroiders are like back and forth. But I used this website to like digitize the Support Your Friends logo first, and it just didn't look good. I'm like, this looks kind of bad for like, it was like a $500 embroidery machine. I got it used for $350. But anyway, so I paid a guy on Fiverr to digitize it for me. He did it like 30 minutes, and it's much better now. Like it looks even better than the print on demand stuff we got. So
nice.
I'm excited for that.
That's cool, man.
Just be careful. Some of them blanks prices, especially the vintage ones. I sold a vintage blank sweatshirt for $64 on Grailed this weekend. Blank sweatshirt with nothing on it. You're gonna have to start charging premium prices for your merch if you're printing blank.
We're factoring that in. I'm like, if we found like a really cool like vintage t-shirt or something that's made in USA, single stitch, like
tie-dye,
I think people are already paying like for the print on demand stuff, this like basic new, stuff like that. People are already paying like $25-$30 for t-shirts, and the hoodies we were selling for $60. I'm like, if I can provide a more higher quality, more personalized, unique product for even like 10% less than what you're paying now, we would still make money because our t-shirts are like $1.50. So if we can buy a cool t-shirt for $1.50, that's like, again, super unique, embroidered ourselves, put a little, I'm going to put like our own like merch tags on it. Like, t-shirt, like high-end fashion that like TJ Maxx has like the safety pin with like the yarn and like the tag. I'm going to do that. Something to make it a little bit more professional. and people basically getting a much better quality product for the same price that they're already paying for something that was much less personal. I think it's a win-win for everybody.
You should do an experiment since you have a big enough audience. And because I would be curious how it would turn out, you should take the very first one that you make when you find a blank at the store and you put the embroidery on it. You should you and Haley should sign the sleeve so it's got the sleeve hit,
Mm-hmm.
and then you should put it on eBay and auction it, and then donate half of the money to charity or something like that. But just see how much of the very first one of one Harry Tornado shirt will sell for.
Yeah, we've already made 4 of them, and they're all with the first graphic, so they're not very good. But I was talking to Kevin, Commonwealth Picker, and he does that with Inman stuffs. Stuffs is Inman stuff, his stuff plush whatevers and stickers. He'll auction those off for charity, with 50% going to charity, and his auctions will sell for $150 for a stuffed plush with stickers.
Some of them go $250.
I'm like, man, that's even with 50% going to charity, I mean, you're still making good money. But I don't want to ever come across as people scalping viewers just to get merch,
Yeah,
it's a fine line. But I know if I list shirts a really cool, unique, some cool tie-dye vintage made in USA single stitch shirt with the embroidery, and it sells for $20, and I've got 100 people oh, I would love to have that, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the law of supply and demand. It happens with the people I don't even understand. When you look at FaZe Clan and these big guys, all they do is play Fortnite, and they sell hoodies for $90, to their 12-year-old fans. And it's that's what they want for Christmas, and their parents buy it for them.
Yeah.
It's not your fault that people enjoy you and they want to support you. It's you post on Instagram today, the aftermath of your fan mail. And I'm talking to a friend today. I'm you guys, I can't even believe how many people sent you stuff for free. And it's insane.
We got 2 of these. They're Indiana Jones. If you guys are listening to the podcast, I'm sorry. We opened some fan mail today, and this lady sent us a whole a whole box filled with vintage toys from Jurassic Park, Star Wars, Star Trek, 4 vintage Indiana Jones single stitch t-shirts. This one is from 1989. We got
I'm claiming one. You tell me the price.
They're a little small. This one, little pink. This one's from 19.
I've got right here. Look. If you're watching the podcast on YouTube, let me move out of the way. Right in the middle, right here. I can't do the camera thing. This is a vintage Indiana Jones shirt right here. I claimed dibs on one of them,
man. It's because we've been doing it in YouTube. If we got 200,000. Oh, this one's really cool. This is the other one. We got the Raiders of the Lost Ark, 1984.
Right. Wow.
They're just small. This one's a medium, so it's not going to fit me. But for free, she said that she I'll talk about it in the video, but she got a whole bunch of stuff this lady had been collecting for years, and she was retiring or something, really old, I guess. Her son didn't want it, and they just basically gave her all this stuff. It's 5 carloads of items. Wow. She had to leave some, and she's it's taking over our house. We just had to send you some. I'm I mean, it's probably $400 worth of stuff that we could sell.
I mean, it just goes to show that when you're a good person, people value you. And whether there's people out there that want to say oh, Harry Tornado shouldn't be taking anything from his audience. He's not asking anybody for this stuff. They're just sending it to him because they like him. And, Paul Cantu does the same thing. Once every 2 months, Paul Cantu does merch openings where people just send him vintage t-shirts and be yo, Paul, I bought this and thought of you, wanted you to have it. And it's $150 vintage Grail t-shirt. But people just enjoy his content. They just find it entertaining. And that's how they feel they can give back is this is my way of showing my appreciation to you.
I will say that Haley watched her first Paul Cantu video today, and she was I don't really like him very much.
he's a little on the edgy side for the modern day Christian, but
Haley's don't say that. I'm Paul is not going to listen to this podcast. I promise you. Well, Paul, nothing against you. You're just a little too crass for our tastes. Personally, love you so much. Tap tap tap. Joey, when are you dropping new merch?
I really like the embroidery idea. That's sick. I think that's amazing, but I'm not going to take that from you. But I don't know. what were we talking about it with the mail truck? It's going to be me putting in the packages into the mail truck with another mailman standing next to me. Were we talking about that, or who? I forgot who
Doesn't
told me
sound
that.
familiar.
So like I'm going to stand like I'm going to be there's a mail truck, but we're behind it, and I'm throwing packages in there like I'm wearing like a goofy vintage shirt or something like that, and then like there's a mailman, scanning them in for me, because like my first merch tee is just like me driving the mail truck, your local mailman on it. But it was cool that I don't know who said it to me, but they're saying that I could throw the packages into the back of the mail truck and have like a different logo, not logo, but different shirt, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I was wearing my Save the World Berry and Onion shirt in one of my recent videos.
I haven't seen that one. So it's so funny you said that, like, the video that you posted that you thought was going to do well, like the one Resellers Nightmare. It's funny because I watched your first one and I watched that one, and those are the only two I've watched so far. And when I saw the Reseller Nightmare, I'm like, oh, what's this? And like, even though I'm like insanely busy, and honestly, I don't really watch reselling videos. I watch yours now, and I watch Phoenix Resale and Retro Rick, and that's pretty much it. Nothing against anybody else. I just don't have time to watch a lot of content.
Yeah,
but it is funny how like you'll see certain things. I'm like, I gotta watch that. Like Casey Neistat posted a new video today, and I literally stopped everything I was doing and watched it.
That's cool.
Dude, have you ever seen Casey Neistat's mail time episodes? Like back when he was doing the vlog, he gave people his address, like 368 Broadway.
People send him like flamethrowers and like jetpacks.
Yeah,
like please review my Kickstarter GoFundMe project. This is the original jetpack I made, and it's the only one I have. So if you review it and it blows up, I'm out of business.
Yeah, it was great, and it got to a point like it is like really like it's fun opening packages, but it's like a lot of work. Like you got to clean everything up and like filming it. It's a lot of editing. Like it's usually just one like 45 or hour long clip that you edit into later. But he got to a point where he had to stop it. And he was like donating stuff, and people would. And he's a much bigger, YouTuber than us. So he would say in one vlog that he likes Reese's Pieces or something, and then like the next mail time he would have 6 crates of Reese's Pieces. Just people send him everything. But like imagining, like I'm a huge fan of Casey, so I'm imagining sending him something and seeing him open it on camera, like just that feeling. I'm like, oh man, that's that's crazy. So like, yeah, on a much smaller scale, that's what's happening with us. Like people enjoy our content and they're sending in stuff. Like this guy I met in Las Vegas at the reseller convention. We talked about cast iron pots and pans for like 30 minutes. And he's like, I'm gonna send you one. And he did. He sent us like a vintage Griswold cast iron pan. The thing is like seasoned so well. It's like glass on the bottom. I love it. Love it so much. I'm like, that's awesome. And that's probably pretty expensive. It's probably like a $60 or $70 pan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's just, it's just interesting.
Yeah. The what you were saying, like even on a smaller scale, when Joey and I were live on Monday, someone left a comment and was like, Drew is killing Vlogmas and Joey needs to start January-ness or something like that.
No, let's go-ness.
Let's go-ness. And then when Joey read the comment, the guy got so excited. He like put it on his Instagram and was like, when Joey reads your comment on the live YouTube stream. And it's like, even something as small as that, like literally makes someone's day. I can only imagine, like someone sending you a Funko Pop or a Pikachu, it's just things I've seen in the background there. And then you opening it on camera and being like, shout out, Flip the World, dude. Thank you so much. I don't have this, Dwight, and it's
we got
like
this Funko Pop today. It's a Moe's Shroot one.
That's cool.
That's cool.
It's an office. Yeah, I remember when I first started reselling, and I remember, I think Cincinnati Picker, I was like just wanting to connect with people. And I think he had like 6,000 subs at the time. I'm like, I'll send him a DM, or I've sent him a Facebook message. I was like, I'll send him a Facebook message to see what happens. And he actually responded. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this guy has 6,000 subscribers and he's talking to me. Like, this is crazy. So like, I try to respond to Instagram DMs, but it's getting more and more difficult. But I'll still, like, if I'm driving or something, I'll just open up a DM and like look at it quickly and then like voice message respond. Because you guys know Roberto Blake. He does YouTube about like YouTube. He's got like 600,000 or 700,000 subscribers, but he doesn't get very many views per video. But I sent him a message on Instagram one time. I was just like, hey man, just want to take a minute and tell you I appreciate your content. I've it's helped me a lot. It's helped me grow. Like I'm doing YouTube full time now. So I just really appreciate your content. And he sent me a voice message back, like personally thanking me, like by name. I was like, man, that is awesome that you took the time to not only respond, but like there's something more personal about the voice message, and it's easier. Like when I do, I was like, it's much easier to just do a voice message than it's to type out a message.
Yeah.
So I try to do that as often as I can, but I don't know, it's just hard. Like most people understand boundaries like really well. Like 99% of people do, but occasionally I'll get people that just like, I don't know, message me like every day, like trying to have like full on conversations, or like, I don't know. This one lady, I've literally talked to her every day for the last like 2 weeks, and she's getting to the point now where it's not even like, I don't know, like it used to be good questions, and now it's like, hey, I found this at Goodwill. What do you think it's worth? I'm like, I don't know. Like you'll just have to look it up. I'm so sorry. I love you so much. I just don't have time to do this. I hate like coming off as complaining about anything, because like I said, most people are totally fine, and I want to talk to everybody. I would love to talk to everybody, but it's very, very difficult.
And that was your 90 seconds of negativity.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, I'm done.
Got him.
Joey, do you have any negativity this week?
No. Other than my personal stuff, but
other than just my life in general.
Yeah. No, I mean, every reselling related, you guys doing the podcast and just friends, and everything's been great, on that side, so just can't wait for it to be all done. So
love you so much. Drew, I think you have 90 seconds. I think you have an extra. No, you didn't have extra. I'll just give you 90 seconds. What do you want to complain about for 90 seconds? Joey had extra.
I don't really have anything to complain about right now. Sales are good, business is good. I'm enjoying making the videos. I guess the only thing that I would complain about is I wish I was getting more views on my videos. It would motivate me a little bit more, but I'm still enjoying the process. It's only been a week. I've still got, 2.5 weeks left. I'm not focused on the numbers, but it's nice to see when a video gets like 1 out of 10 or 2 out of 10, So I guess if there's that, as far as negative is concerned, that would be the closest thing right now.
Drew, what about your negative feedback?
Oh yeah, I did get a negative feedback on my new store where I sold a pair of shoes.
Stinky shoes.
Well, it said smelly snackers. Smell snackers. Smell snackers. And I think the guy probably doesn't speak English, I'm assuming, but I sent him a message and requested for feedback revision, and he didn't respond yet. So I'm going to call eBay and see if there's anything they can do about it, because I would have taken the return if he didn't want them, but he's choosing not to return them. So he obviously wants the shoes, and I cleaned them with a magic eraser and, other stuff, brush and everything when I had those, because excuse me, those were dirty. I remember cleaning those ones. And then the last thing that's negative is this weekend, I sold a Rock Band Ion drum pedal. It's like for the bigger, like full size, full scale drum sets. I got one on Facebook Marketplace. I parted it out. I accepted an offer on the drum pedal. Bye, Haley. For $75. I sold it for $75. And the buyer messaged me yesterday and was like, I'll pay on December 9th. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I decided to hold it. And then he messaged me today and says, sorry, I'm not going to pay for this. Please cancel. Like, dude, I've been holding it for you since Friday already.
Yeah, I never hold stuff, dude.
That's frustrating. Well, I mean, I wasn't expecting him to not pay, but I accepted the offer on Friday. I was like, okay, by Monday, surely he'll pay. And then today, he still hadn't paid. And then he said he'd pay on the 9th. So I was like, all right, I'll just wait 2 days. And then he messaged me today. So I'm like,
I don't understand why people are buying the stuff. Like if you're so bad with if your finances are in a place where you can't, we don't have money to buy something like that. Like I had one lady want to buy something for me for $15, and she said she was going to wait for her tax refund. I'm like, I don't think you need this. If you have to wait for your tax refund for $15. And I held it for her because I didn't hold it, but it didn't sell. And she came back like 2 months later and bought it. I'm like, okay, here you go.
That's crazy. I don't know how people live their life like that. It's sad. I mean, it's not sad that they're not making money, but why are you going to buy it? And then, I don't know. I think that's nuts. You got to be financially stable. That's,
I do like that a lot of people these days are realizing the importance of like financial independence and stuff. Like it's finally cool, you know, to be an entrepreneur and like have money saved up and have a good credit score. And I don't know, it's just so important. And I love seeing like young people like really understand the significance of that stuff because that really matters, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree 100%. I think that financial stability is more important. Like in my video that came out today from my what sold over the weekend, like I sold this pair of Jordan toddler shoes for $70 and it's like a size 5C. I'm like, I don't understand why someone would buy this like for an Instagram picture, you know, so you and your kid can match. And then your kid's going to outgrow them and you're probably going to donate them to Goodwill. And then someone like me is going to go back and buy them and then resell them.
Repeat the process.
It's
a
a
circle of life.
You know, like if you have money to spend, like more power to you. But if you're in a place where you're not making enough money, where you are struggling to pay for your groceries, but you're buying Jordans for a fit pick for you and your kid, like nobody's going to care about that fit pick in a week after you post it, you know? And the fact that the shoes aren't barely even going to be seen in the picture, you know, is like the off-whites and the dunks and, you know, all this stuff that's like super hype Supreme, paying $2,000 for a Supreme jacket or a Louis Vuitton jacket or something. I'm like, man, I don't get it. But I've also never been in a place for my life where I've just got millions and millions of extra dollars to spend. So I guess
it's just like I think it's just a personal preference. Like somebody in one of our last YouTube videos, I showed the fake Ray-Bans that I had that I found at the bins. They were obviously like super fake. And somebody commented, they're like, dude, like you're successful. Just buy a real pair of Ray-Bans. I'm like, I would never buy a real pair of Ray-Bans. They're like $120 and they look exactly the same as my other Wayfair type sunglasses I get on Amazon for $8.99. Like I lose sunglasses all the time. I've probably got like 5 or 6 pairs of those somewhere. I'm like, no matter how much money I make, like we do really well. Like we've been super blessed. I would still never, ever buy a pair of $120 sunglasses. Like that's just not something I value. Like I don't care about what other people do. Well, I said in the video we went to Vegas, I was like, it was interesting seeing like there's a lot of YouTubers there. I mean, not Vegas, Los Angeles. It was a YouTube conference. There was YouTubers there with, you know, 300,000-500,000 subscribers, 1 million subscribers. And you would see like Mr. Beast, and he had on a gray hoodie that said NASA on it that you would get at like Old Navy or Target, and like cargo shorts. And I don't know if he had Yeezys on. They were like some sort of Adidas, like maybe like Ultra Boost or something. And I was like, it's cool that he's probably the most well-off YouTuber here in terms, maybe not, I don't know, he reinvests a lot of his money, but he's dressed like this. And you have other guys that have like, you know, 200,000 or 300,000 subscribers on TikTok, and they're wearing like Gucci t-shirts and Versace belts and like, you know, Balenciagas and stuff. I'm like, you know, I don't think that's a good idea. I think it's more important to invest in like the business and not your image. And I got a couple people that like were kind of like disappointed in that. Like, I can't believe you would judge other people. Like, you don't know what their story is. I'm like, I don't care what anybody else does. That's fine. I just don't think it's a good idea to, you know, invest that much in your image. Like a real pair of Balenciaga shoes, it could be like 5 or 10 grand, you know, like that's a lot of money. Yeah. Like if you're like, just invest that money in your business, like something that's ROI positive.
Yeah. People can spend their money on what they want, and I don't cast judgment on that. I was actually talking to this guy on Instagram who I really have enjoyed his content. His name is Alex Find and Flip. And if you go look at his Instagram page, he's a reseller, but he's also been getting into stocks a lot, and he's like showing that process.
Yeah.
And he's a really, really humble guy. Like he's a no BS guy, no excuses, like work your business. But he also is like, he wears Off-White and he wears Gucci and he wears all that kind of stuff. And I messaged him one day and I was like, you know, I see you, you know, reselling and you're doing this stuff. Are you really making enough money to like afford this lifestyle? And I sent it in a nice way. Like I was just genuinely asking him. I was like, you know, why do you, you know, buy the most expensive, you know, Jordans, like the, you know, the $500,000 shoes? And he was saying like growing up, he had nothing. So the fact that now he's finding success in himself, like he's just treating himself to things that he always wanted that he could never have. Yeah. And so like, I understand that perspective of it, but he's also making enough money that he can justify going and buying himself a pair of $500 Jordans, because he did a $10,000 stock trade and made $10,000 that day, you know, and he's like trading stocks, and one day he's making 15 grand. One day he's losing 500. So like, if you're making that kind of money almost on a, you know, a daily or weekly basis, like, yeah, I mean, he can afford it. His mortgage is paid, his bills are paid, you know, but But for me, I'm like, if I bought a pair of $500 Jordans, I couldn't even wear them because I'd be afraid they get scuffed.
Yep.
You know,
I'm the same.
Dude, I have a pair of On Clouds that I bought, white, triple whites, and I will not wear them out. Yo, let's go.
Haley got me a pair for my birthday, and they're expensive, but they are the most comfortable shoe,
dude,
ever. So you just wear yours around the house like slippers?
No, like I wore them out one time, right? We went to a comedy club called the Improv down in West Palm, and I went out with my mom, my sister, everybody. My sister Rachel is literally she has a drink in her hand. She's like walking around, steps on my shoe, and I look at her. And it's the first time I wore them out. And I haven't worn them out. I got them like 3 weeks ago, like from when I had them. And I was like, I'm gonna go out on a nice time, wear them. And she stepped on them. And then 2 minutes later, some lady spills her drink and it got on my shoes. And I'm like, I'm never wearing these again.
Joey, just go to the local Dollar Tree and get a 3-pack of Magic Eraser knockoffs, and they're good as new.
No, I know. It was.
Or you can get that Never Wet stuff. You like spray paint Never Wet, or you dip it in the Never Wet, and then like the ketchup and the mustard just like slip off of it like a slide.
I had a pair of white Vans that I did that too, and they still got really dirty. So I don't know.
Some of it works good, some of it is trash, but
trash.
All right. Any closing arguments from the prosecution?
Yeah, Joey, when can we expect to see a video from you? We need a day. January 1st, New Year's Day.
Well, my birthday is January 2nd. My birthday is January 2nd, so maybe January 2nd.
Okay. Can you commit on the podcast to having a video out by January 3rd?
Well, hopefully I close on my house December 28th, so that's like around that day you will see a video come out.
Okay, so 28, 29, 30, 31, just January 1st, 2nd, 3rd. That's 7 days.
Yeah.
That we're giving you after you close on your house to put out a video. Can you commit to that to the people?
I can commit to that. I might even make a video.
Let's go. Sometime
in between the next couple weeks.
Okay, good.
I'm just super pumped because I see you making videos, Drew. So it's like I want to do it, So
all I need is for this one reseller guy with like 200K subs to shout me out once or twice on a local video. And
how many shout outs have I given you guys?
A lot.
Your shout outs actually.
Oh yeah, you guys have bins in our garage. We have a Joey bin and a Drew bin.
Joey bought a bin.
Whenever we pull some out, we're like going over here to the Drew bin. But I guess we should actually say who Drew is. It's like when people say shout out Tim. Oh, the bin. Well, we never. Do we say Profit Monsters?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Apparently, Haley does say profit. She filmed her own shipping video the other day, like pulling and packing orders all by herself while I was golfing.
Shout out Haley. She's a real one.
Okay.
She says she didn't get anything out of your bin though.
Oh, right. Final remarks, Haley. Do you have any final remarks for the podcast, Haley?
Come on,
Get over here.
No, I don't think so.
She says no.
It's y'all's fault.
Well,
She does
love you
it.
so much.
Yeah, I do I have any final remarks? I don't know. I'm enjoying the podcast.
I am too. I really love doing I just love talking to you guys. It's just fun just to sit here and chat it up.
Last week was by far the best one.
That was my favorite.
Yeah,
ever.
I haven't even posted that one yet. I was going to post it today, but I forgot.
There's my final remarks for the prosecution. Post the podcast.
We should just record like 10 of them and then post them at the same time.
All the same day.
Same day. 10 episodes in the same day. No, I will post the one last week tomorrow, and I'll post this one next week.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Love you so much.
Thank you guys for listening. You're the best.
Love you guys.
Hit the like button.
Smack it.
Woohoo!